we know that we can truly make a big difference for a lot of our customers in the public sector. If you think about the biggest challenge they have, which is how do I bring all of my citizen data into a single 360 view, right? And now, we have the other, I would say, infrastructure that will truly enable that. But if you talk to any government, whether it's state, central, the same challenges that we talked about in enterprise access, which is data sitting in so many different isolated islands. How do we bring that together? And once you have a consolidated view of that citizen, how do I then deliver, services seamlessly? How do I have insights? And I urge all of you to go to the Government of Odisha webpage. You'll see an amazing dashboard that they built that showcases everything that the Government of Odisha is doing. And the beauty is that this is available for you as citizens to look at it, and you can double click on each and every one of their different schemes. You can actually go all the way down to the village level to see what is the kind of impact those schemes are having. This is the power of AI and visualization and insight at play. Now, if you think about the scale of what the opportunity is and what we can therefore help our customers in this place, it's massive. Right? Like Arundhati said, we had to make sure we had all the foundations in place, but we're really excited to now launch our public sector business.
Because we clearly know that organizations are thinking about how to leverage the data that they have within their organization systems and then build on AI capability. So we essentially, with our AI capabilities, are working with the customers in India to help them to manage their data and also artificial intelligence journey. More we can talk in detail. The second part is about for India. Now, for any lending, there are three stakeholders, I would say. One is the lender, other is a borrower, and third are the lending products. So essentially, the lender could be a bank or a non-banking finance company, and borrower is retail borrowers like you and me, or it could be different types of borrowers, SMEs as well as corporate, depending on the type of institution or individual is. And then, of course, there are various types of products that the lenders do lend money for, which is personal loans, home loans, auto loans, etc. Now, in this entire lending process, there are stakeholders. Along with the consumers, there are, of course, underwriters and various other digital capabilities which the lending institution uses. So essentially what we have done is, we are trying to help the lending organizations manage the entire capability from identifying the borrower to finding out the creditworthiness of that borrower, taking the decision of whether this borrower should be given money or not, and subsequently, after lending that money, the job doesn't end over there for the lender. They also need to worry about the money that they are given for them to do the collections. So what we are now doing is this entire capability, which is specifically required by India, and the reason I'm saying by India, because when a lender is trying to assess the creditworthiness of a borrower, there are certain things that they look at. They look at the information coming in from the credit bureaus. There are some specific credit bureaus for India. They also look at, Arun was talking about the digital public infrastructure. That is one of the part of the digital public infrastructure, and the integrations with all these capabilities and the information coming in from these sources to help the underwriters do the decision making and then subsequently work on lending money to the borrowers. So we kind of have packaged this capability. And today actually Arundhati spoke about that when she was doing her keynote, that we are launching that product for India for personal loan, home loan and auto loan as the first launch of our solutions. So that's something that
we build this capability for banks, for non-banking financial institutions, for fintechs using the Salesforce existing capabilities around financial services, cloud, and the other products, right? But what this meant was every customer had to do this from scratch. And so the ask from our customers was, look, this is standard. I have to do KYC with Aadhaar. I have to pull a credit report from Civil. I have to use Perfios. I have to, and today you have something called the account aggregator framework, and I thought I'll tell this story because I think it's fascinating. And when I was talking about this dinner last night, we have an informal economy in this country, which kind of has gotten formalized in the last 10 years because of UPI. We're talking to an NBFC who lends money to to the so-called informal economy, the chai wala on the street. And I said, how do you assess that person's business, right? And he said, my guy goes and spends time during peak hours at this chai stall, and he looks at how many empty glasses are there on the shelf and how many used glasses are there. And he starts doing back of the napkin math, looking at peak hour and saying how many glasses of chai did the guy sell, and based on that, we give the guy a certain amount of, let's say, an SME loan. Well, that was the past when we didn't have information. With the account aggregator framework, at a push of a button, now you all know, and I'm no different, when I go to the chai wala, I'm not getting cash in my hand. I'm making my payment using my UPI interface, right? Now, with the account aggregator framework, at a push of a button, I get complete detail of the chai wala's UPI transactions that now has made that person bankable. So my ability to assess that person's credit worthiness, my ability to assess how much loan I should give without, assuming that you have a certain risk appetite, has foundationally changed the way the informal sector now has become bankable. And I remember we were talking to one of our largest customers that said 200 million people who are now going to come into the framework of lending because of this. So there's a reason why we've also chosen